Definitely salute to the chat. Yesterday was just last night's show was just an information show. Um, I dedicate this show to my man Millionaire Cali. Dedicate this show to my daughter, Nine. My son Quasi. Congratulations on his graduation. Um, the children are the future, man. But let's you know what I'm saying, the code. The reason why I keep hearing this coding, and somebody said something that's deep, but I remember when I was in high school, Norman Thomas High School, we was learning computer programming then, 1988, 89, you know what I'm saying? And that was a conversation, but technology wasn't where it's at right now. So of course, anybody that really got into computer programming, they had to go to at least Carter Spellman or a better school. Or you know what I'm saying? Or not even a better school, but a good university that focused on that trade. Um, the reason why I put Bill Gates and Jayz, Jigga. I remember before Jigga, but around the time when Jay-Z was getting away from Rockefeller Records, he was making his rounds. And I remember when he went to the Microsoft stockholders meeting, and he spoke there. Now, we all know that they didn't pay him $500,000, or who knows what they paid him, to sit there and tell him about how he sold crack in Brooklyn. How can we make money in the African American community? How can we create dollars with our services? You have to teach the people. So, for some weird reason, I don't know if Jay-Z inspired something or told Bill Gates, but I remember, had to be in the early 2000s, Bill Gates donated millions of dollars of computers to Brooklyn schools. Like I said, I don't know if it was because of Jay-Z, but Bill Gates did that. Computer labs, in which kids can learn programming, coding, as y'all say, and it did work out for a lot of kids. A lot of kids learn how to make apps, or you know what I'm saying. It definitely worked out for a lot of kids. That is a great conversation, but it's not a new one. You understand what I'm saying? But it's a great conversation. Is coding a moneymaker? Yes, because you can make an app and make millions of dollars. You got guys that do it every day, these applications that you see. Now, that's just paying attention. Now, I may not come out right because I have a lot of slang, and what come out my mouth was a lot of slang. Yo, he ain't worded right. But at the end of the day, man, it's all information. I remember before Google, when I was a supervisor for a store I worked for, Windows was real big. Windows 9.5, that was real big. Apple had Cellular, something like that, but whatever they called it, Apple. But Apple wasn't big back then. A lot of companies was using the AS400 as their networking system. And with the coding, you'll have a couple of people that maintain the codes so that the program can run for these companies. Now, back then, they had the AS400, and then they switched to Microsoft Network. I remember that. Back then, like I said, Windows was real big. Then around the early 2000s, they started putting those plastic wires into the ground, and they had something called, well, when I was in Albany, it was called a Road Runner. It was supposed to be a higher speed internet access to the internet. Around this time, you had AOL popping off. American Online was like the number one, was like Facebook. You know what I'm saying? AOL. You had guys that was finding ways to expand from that. You had Napster, the music, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things went from from CDs, floppy disks or CDs to the apps, you know what I'm saying? So, needless to say, I could be saying it wrong because I'm tired right now, but y'all get the picture, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Y'all get the picture. Could be saying it a little bit wrong, but y'all get the picture, you know what I'm saying? I remember that. So coding there is a lot of money in coding. Of course there is. When they when they built when they built when Microsoft was number one, to about 9.3, 9.5. That was like the major that when you logged on was Microsoft, right? Now you log on, it became Google. Yes, exactly. The search engine. Yeah, that's been around, bro. You know what I'm saying? I might not be saying it right, but that's why Google became number one, because they built a lot of towers. So now they're able to retrieve a whole lot more information than Windows. You know what I'm saying? And you have a whole bunch of search engines. That's a fact. That's a conversation. I remember that. And I tell you, those kids that understand information, if the schools don't have a computer lab, they got to learn that in college. You know what I'm saying? Unless they go to Catholic school. Now, there's a bunch of guys I know that definitely was computer programmers. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of them in the hood. Like I told you, y'all got to stop assuming when you look at a housing complex that everybody smoked crack or sold crack. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have to get out of that mind frame. Everybody don't smoke crack and sell crack. There's a lot of dudes that was going to school. You know what I'm saying? Some people went to school for computer programming. You know what I'm saying? Some people hit and miss. Like these apps that we see running around here. You know what I'm saying? So it is money. Do not get it twisted. It's just knowing the codes and how the code and how it all plays and how the codes play out. Like I told you, I remember when Jayz went to Microsoft's stockholders meeting, and I can't say if he told Bill Gates to do it, but Bill Gates donated a lot of computers. Now I'm gonna tell you who won out the situation. It was Apple. When Steve Jobs created the iPod. Y'all remember the iPod, right? The first one. That became a part of a trendy. Then he created the bigger iPod. The iPod that looked almost like an iPhone. Then he created the iPhone. The iPhone is 4-in-1. Computer, you can do business on there, you can do everything on your phone. Am I saying other phones wasn't doing it? Most likely they was. But he just wound up killing the market with it. You know what I'm saying? He turned the iPod into the iPhone, which turned into trillions of dollars across the world. Of course, you need computer programmers for that. You need people that know about computers. You know, anything that deals with electronics, because that is the way of the world. You just got to know what part of the world where you want to go. But to get that, you got to have more computers in the school. You got to have labs, definitely in the poorer schools. If you want kids to do computer programming, you have to find a way to get somebody to donate some computers and teach them what coding is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like my stepson. I see you about to graduate, right? I know you like technology nowadays with these cars. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You like these, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, these new cars, a lot of them are a lot more electronic. So this will be right up your field. He graduated from high school, and he signed up to go to a auto mechanic school. You see what I'm saying? So it was Papino Harlem World. That's what we call it. You know what I'm saying? I know what's computer world, and I know what stands out in the computer world. A lot of things do depend on technology, but you gotta know what technology is. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, we had computer programming when I was in high school. Norman Thomas. I'm getting fat, B. Word. I'm getting super fat. You know what I'm saying? So definitely Norman Thomas, man. So what I'm saying is that's something to talk to your kids about. But if you want your kids to get into that computer stuff, it's not you sit at home all day playing a video game and trying to figure it out. You're gonna have to find a school that's good in technology. You know, the rapper Will Smith, a lot of people don't know that he got accepted to MIT. MIT is one of the top technology schools in the United States of America. But he chose hip hop. But he's a smart kid. Believe me. You have a school in Albany, in Troy, New York called RPI. RPI is one of the top technology schools in the country. You got Texas A&M, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You have Texas Tech, I mean. All these schools deal with programming. Tennessee Tech programming. So we have the schools for this. Even, you know what I'm saying? You just, if you, that's if we're gonna tell the kids go this route, they got programs, they got schools, I remember they had this Horizon thing that you could learn computer programming. Yes, they got them programs. So I know it's called Horizon, I don't know what they call it now, but in a lot of communities, they got places where you could actually be taught how to program computers and, you know, all that app stuff and all that new information stuff. So with that being said, man, information, there's never no dumb information. Let's not use the information like it's brand new. Let's just continue the conversation and just keep talking about it. Maybe somebody will wake up to something, you know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? If you know better, you do better, man. That's just my logic on that, man. Like when I grew up in Spanish Harlem, the Puerto Ricans, I figured this out. The Puerto Ricans that knew something, right? Yeah, hell yeah. I definitely need a gym membership, you know what I'm saying? But I remember, I know it was crazy to me, but a lot of Puerto Ricans sent their kids to Catholic school. I was like, his father mopped floors in the school, but making sure his kids go to Catholic schools. A lot of their kids became successful. Not saying all Catholic schools weren't successful. So what I'm trying to say is invest in your kids. Instead of buying Jordans and brand new cars, send your kid to Catholic school. Pay that bread. If you're not willing to do that, then you're wasting your time talking about it costs to get these educations, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to send your kids a job call. Just change the way you spend your money. My man Sonny Pops, Week Every Monday. Shout out to Week Every Monday. He sent 3 kids to Catholic school. 3 kids. 3. Straight out of Puerto Rico. All 3 are successful. So if we know these schools don't have this information, you got to pay your way. Do I think my cousin would be a CPA right now if he didn't go to a private school in Massachusetts? I mean, I don't know, but he went from nice private school to Temple, and now he's living good. My other cousin, he went to Brooklyn Technical High School, which is one of the top high schools in New York City. Brooklyn Tech, Bronx Science, Stuyvesant. Those LaGuardia, those are what they call specialized high schools. That's just 4 I know. There might be a couple of more, but those are the 4 that I know. My cousin went to Brooklyn Tech, kid straight out the project. She's a doctor now in Miami. So the information is there. It's just that we have to change the conversation. If you got the people with tension, let's not waste it on doing what we normally do, black on black crime, because that sells. Let's throw the information out there. Let's take a chance and lose the subscribers. To have a real conversation. With that being said, 21 gun salute. I love y'all. You heard? Let me go get this bread. You heard? Easy.